Either mates, I'm half asleep already, but I decided to make an intro. I've been working for like 2 weeks on that, and I decided it's finally the time. It's finally the time to make that gameplay. So yeah, no makeup. I mean, I'm ugly with or without, so I guess it's not going to make it any better, yeah? But I hope you like this game because actually it's pretty cool. So with no more rambling, let's get to the game.
Ah, what a beautiful day to be a peasant in a walking peasant simulator. Just kidding, I'm a graveyard digger and I'm going to witch hunting, or rather witch burning, because the witches were already hunted by an inquisitor. Who could have thought? Nobody could have expected that, yeah? Anyway, this game is sort of like Stardew Valley, but with a lot of dead bodies. So the Mr. Inquisitor, or Monsignor Inquisitor, says that the dark cult is rising. I'm afraid we will be the part of the dark cult because I will never give up an opportunity that sounds so awesome, you know? I would like my character in this game to be the dark cult member. I don't know what I have to do. If I need to start a plague in the village, I'm going to do that. I assure you. Of course, I have chosen to be a friend of the Inquisitor because it's better to be friends with your enemies than have them know that you are their enemy, in fact. So now, let's go and do something more productive than watching a witch burn. Yes, indeed, I have just thrown a body in the river. That's the starting point of my great plan of the Black Plague spreading to the village. Of course, I need to do more epic things so that the Dark Cult will acknowledge my deeds, and I decided to take every little part of the bodies inside, and every body that is delivered to my graveyard will be vivisected, and its internal organs will be used for some exquisitely evil purposes. Having said that, I don't really know what I'm doing in this game. I might be rambling about being a cult member or whatnot, but I really don't know. As far as I understood, I just have to walk around, like in a walking peasant simulator, and grab dead bodies whenever I see one and put them either on a stake, not the witch stake, but a standard graveyard stake, burn them to the ashes and put ashes in urns and whatnot, or just put them in the graves on my graveyard. It really isn't much, but it's honest work, I guess. Oh, by the way, I just got the permission from the bishop to perform my own mass. So you know what? I'm one step closer to conquering the dark cult. I'll be doing the worst kind of rituals within this church. And on this graveyard as well, if the game allows me to. I just hope it will. So far, I'm just trying to find more blasphemous friends, like this person who claims that Earth is not flat, which in this world is of course blasphemous. Next time I'll find a murderer or a thief or somebody like that. Turns out there was one in my cellar, so it was much easier than I expected. Of course, I need to do more for my case. I need him to trust me, so whatever he wants, like buckets of blood, bloody nails, skulls, skeletons, I'll bring it all to him. He looks like a fine addition to my cult collection. But you know what would make my collection even better? Of course, an undead zombie guy who is chained in my cellar. It kind of sounds awful, you know, but yeah, I think it makes it all better. Now that I have an undead person to torture in my secret chambers, I can create an army of zombies just like him to invade the village and kill off all the villagers, and then either bury them in my graveyard or of course turn them into zombies as well. But before doing all that, let's just get to our everyday business, our everyday not so funny peasant business. That is unstocking a zombie worker from under the rocks. Yeah, happens pretty often. You know, rocks fall on your zombie men and you have to get them unstuck. Can you even hear what nonsense I'm spouting? How on earth was a zombie stuck under the rocks and nobody noticed? Like, come on, I don't understand this place. I feel like the villagers know something I don't. After all, my character got isekai'd into this world, like by a truck or something, and my goal, technically, is to go back to the modern world. But I don't think I'm the first person to appear as a graveyard keeper in this world dimension. I wanted to say weird and wild, and I said something like world. I'm creating new worlds, and I just said worlds. I'm creating new words. I feel like L is taking part in most of my talking, and I don't like it because, you know, L actually stands for loser, and I really don't want to admit, but it fits me perfectly. Goodness gracious, this preacher is not putting any effort. I could think of a better preachment. Is it the word? You know what? Whatever. I could think of a better speech than this guy on here, like, in a moment. Give me this moment. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hello, dear churchgoers. I hope you are in good health, because if you are not, I have plenty of place in my graveyard. So if you do not want to land in it, please pray for your good health, while I will be praying for my good fortune. That means you landing on my graveyard anyway. Yeah. That would be a prayer, huh? With, like, a capital P. You know what else starts with a letter P? Peregrination, which is supposedly a synonym to sightseeing. So, the activity I'm doing right now. See how articulate I am? Hello, dearest cat. Are you partaking in my filmmaking? No, she appears quite bored. But I've just fed her, so maybe she'll go and sleep somewhere. She's a cutie pie. Anyway, back to the gameplay. I found a proof that they have not burned all the witches in the village yet, which makes me quite happy, because now she can join my dark cult for whatever reasons. Well, maybe just because she is a witch, yeah. Let's do witch stuff together then. Having recruited the witch, I think I shall recruit a fair maiden. So, I failed. Oh my goodness, I failed so miserably. You know what? My ego is crushed. Guess I'll have to hit the dungeon, because there are no gyms around. One good thing about the dungeons I learned from this game is that once you kill the enemies within it, they do not respawn. So you can just go get yourself killed and go back, and they're absent, so you just have to keep going. And because I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to getting back up after being knocked down, I feel like I can reach the last dungeon level, unless something stops me, like a fair maiden who changed her mind and will join my cult or something. Oh well, I died. You know what? I kind of remembered a game where you go through a dungeon and you die a lot. Yeah, I know, it's a pretty broad description, but I thought about Darkest Dungeons, or Darkest Dungeon, yeah, there's no plural there. Would you like to see a Darkest Dungeon gameplay sometime? Please tell me in the comments. Your mates, I'm finally doing something dark cult-like, and we summoned a chicken. Alright, you know, please, this is getting on my nerves. I want to be evil in this game. But so far, the most evil thing I have done is exploiting the natural resources around my house. See, that's big brain moment. Maybe I can't carry it, but I can push it, yeah? But you know what I am not going to push? This gameplay forward, because it's way too boring. This game is way too boring. It really is a walking peasant simulator. Having said that, let's finish up the video. Cheers, rot frights.